Welcome to Doon and the Limerick Bonsecure's Hospital Limerick Senior Hurling Championship Round 2 clash between Kilmallock and Ahane. Delighted to be joined by Leo O'Connor in commentary this evening. John Keogh here leading the commentary team. Leo, two sides that opened last weekend's action with victories in round 1. Both sides will be expecting similar performances. Imagine Kilmallock obviously beating Doon very comfortably in their clash, while Ahane had a good win, their first win in a couple of years at senior grade, against Kildimo Palace Kenry, and impressive performances as well. Look, there's class all over the field on both sides. What are you expecting from tonight's game?
I'll be honest with you, John, there's a lot of talk about this Ahane team, that they're beginning to get things right again, and the whispers, and tonight's a little test of them now, with Kilmallock without Graham especially. Paddy O'Brien is off as well. Two players that'll definitely feature later on come championship time. Liam English is a big loss, even though he was missing last year from Kilmallock from the senior hurling championship last year. I believe he was away. Certainly having him back for the first round. But they put up a fairly big score last week, and it looked very, very impressive. That's one thing about Kilmallock, when you've Ushing going really, really well. Robbie Egan looked very, very good, and when you have hands like Conor Hanley has above in that forward line, he can make the ball talk. So from that point of view, Kilmallock, I suppose, steady Eddie as always, getting in nicely into the championship last week was a very, very good start from. But then you revert back to the hand situation. As I said, the whistles are beginning to come out of a hand. That they're happy enough where they're going and what they're doing. So from that point of view, it's really an upward curve for this hand team. And I think, with Tom Morrissey, I like to believe Tom gave an absolute exhibition of hurling last week against Kildimo. So from that point of view, tonight's a little test for him, and especially with Kilmallock without Graham, as I said already, and Paddy O'Brien, Liam English, 2 or 3 players there that, and I'm sure they'll have more coming back onto that seat. So it'll be an interesting battle, and it paves the way for the rest of the year for him.
Yeah, of course, a 3-week break in the Senior Championship after this weekend's action, when, of course, the football comes back for a couple of rounds. We'll give you the team news now here from Doon, starting with Kilmallock in goals. Barry Hennessy, full backline of Dylan O'Brien, Dan Joy, and wearing 17 will be Stephen Quirk. Half backline, Kevin O'Donnell, Aaron Costello, and Paddy O'Loughlin. Midfield, Phelim O'Reilly captains the side, wearing number 8, and he's joined in the middle of the park by Killian Hayes. Half forward line, Micheál Houlihan, Oisin O'Reilly, and Robbie Egan. And, of course, in the full forward line, Shane O'Brien, Gavin O'Mahony, and Conor Hanley Clark. Over to the hand side now, Jonathan Hayes in goals. Full back line, Evan O'Leary, Dan Morrissey, and Evan Enright. Dan Morrissey captaining this hand side. Half back line, Paddy Morrissey, Kieran Barry, and Padraig Harnett. Midfield, Gavin Rossum and Dan Minahan. Colm Carroll, Tom Morrissey, and Mark Donnellan in the half forward line. Jack Butler wears number 19, replacing William Brennan, and he's joined in the full forward line by Ronan Fox and Adam Murray. On paper anyway, Leo, you'd expect Kilmallock to stay fairly similar to what they had there, but Dan Minahan is one player I want to pick out before throwing. 1-3 last week from corner forward. He's lined out according to programme from midfield, likely to be inside the full forward line with Tom Morrissey. They formed a pairing and scored 115 of the 222 that Ahane scored last week. Shows how prolific Tom was as well. 6 in each half. Dan Minahan though scoring 1-3, and it's vital that Ahane have that support for Tom Morrissey this evening.
Absolutely. When I remember when Dan Minahan was playing under 14, under 15 with Limerick, he was playing as a half back and a corner back, and just as you said, he was above the forward line last week. I expect Adam Murray. I don't think Adam Murray will line out a corner forward at all, to be quite honest. I think Adam will come further back out the field, because Adam is a player with a lot of hurling and a lot of natural ability, and he gets on good ball possession as well. So from that point of view, it's how he uses it and delivers the ball in, as we said, into Tom, picks up his head and finds Tom and finds Dan Minahan inside the forward line. Look, there's a lot of potential. It's going to be, as I said, it's going to be a very, very interesting battle, and one that I'm looking forward to, because it's as I said, really it's Ahane's time now to stand up and show that little bit of maturity as well, because a lot of these players, I know they haven't been winning a lot, but they've come through fairly. They've all been playing A hurling and coming up along the line, and that's when it gets to this stage, when a bit of maturity and a bit of common sense clicks in, it's an enthusiastic point for Ahane.
Referee for this evening's game is John O'Halloran from Brewery, inter-county referee as well. Leo, just another facet before we get underway here in Doon. 2 Tipperary men over the teams of Fintan O'Connor, a man I'm sure you've come across plenty of times on the sidelines, and Sean Flynn, who's more like, he made his name in Tipperary with Burgess. He's second year with Ahane, definitely bearing fruit judging by last week's performance. But if Ahane are to be taken seriously in this Limerick Senior Hurling Championship, they need a victory and a scalp like something like tonight.
I'll argue that point now about Fintan. I think Fintan was born and reared above in Kildare, wasn't he? Teaching in Cork and a selector.
He's a bit of a hybrid.
and he's below with Brendan Cummins and tip under 20 squad as well. But in the management
time of
team.
Waterford and Kerry as well,
yeah,
of course.
and with Waterford IT as well this year. No, it's two very interesting. It's Finton's second year with Kilmallock, and one that he learned a lot last year, and no doubt, the second year syndrome is it's what you learned in your first year and how you implement it going forward towards the second year, and one that I think Finton has loads of energy and loads of enthusiasm, no doubt about that, and I think he'll relish this challenge tonight and for the year with Kilmallock, because I think there's always a certain amount of pressure in Kilmallock to win one every couple of years, 2 or 3 years, so from that point of view, Finton will want to right the wrongs there, and the other side of it then is Sean Flynn. Like, I'd be honest with you, I know very little about him. I know he's involved with Burgess, and I know he's a very good track record at home with his club, and it's an interesting tactical point of view for him, to go out and to try and develop an Ahane team that I think are coming to maturity. But certainly, he's plenty of experience out there. When you have the Morrisseys out there and Kieran Barry, there's 3 players with All-Ireland medals this year, so from that point of view, everything is onwards and upwards for this Ahane team. Be interesting to see as well. It looks like Ahane are beginning to play. They're going down. Jonathan Hayes has gone down to what we call the road goal here, and Dan Morrissey in a full back. I just think that Ahane last year, I think if you looked at them, they kind of played a team to play against who the opposition were. I think tonight they're going with a settled outlook. I remember at one stage last year Dan Morrissey was playing corner back, so from that point of view tonight I just think Dan Morrissey had full back control around that area, and hell of a battle inside there with full forward line tonight with him, so onwards and upwards.
Kilmallock playing from right to left in their non-traditional white and green, obviously a clash of colours, and one of the teams changed this occasion. It was Kilmallock, moments away from throwing here in Doon, and it's referee John O'Halloran with the ball in his hand, gets us underway here. Battle for possession, Paddy Morrissey up against Phelim O'Reilly there, battle in, and Phelim shows a bit of pace, has it in the hand straight off the bat on the touchline. First shot again, delivers it inside, instead it's caught by Shane O'Brien. It's not, it's dropped, bouncing around the edge of the square, and Dan Morrissey trying to come out with it, and just a bit of danger averted by a hand. They have it in the hand now, and they're going to short pass away, and over on that far side is Padraig Harnett plays this one along the line, along the ground. Paddy Morrissey didn't control it, and it's picked up back there by Kevin O'Donnell. O'Donnell may switch play here, goes forward with it instead, lays off the hand pass out to the number 14, that's Gavin O'Mahony delivering the ball across. Dan is onto that quickly, and Ahane come away with possession in the middle of the park. Now pressure's on there, the clearance is only a half clearance there. It's going to bounce kindly and bounce into the hands of the Ahane man. Shot coming in here from Mark Donnellan. Mark Donnellan, it's blocked on the line by Barry Hennessy. We thought that would have been the start of things here, but inside a minute, or just on the minute mark, it's not the best of starts for either side. Both balls dropping short as Oisin O'Reilly takes this one out, gets the delivery inside towards Shane O'Brien. O'Brien has it in hand, a bit loose back there from Ahane. Is O'Brien going to go for goal straight away? He's not, he gets the strike away, and Shane O'Brien has opened the scoring here. Leo first score of the game, both sides having an attack. That's a fine finish from Shane O'Brien.
Absolutely, but it's a great ball as well for Oisin coming back over around his own half back line there in his own, and he's on his own 70-yard line and delivering a great ball into Shane. Shane's movement inside was absolutely superb and creating that score for himself.
Yeah, and the puck out from Jonathan Hayes is won back there by Aaron Costello, sitting a bit deep, trying to pick up the pieces here. Clearance comes in from Dylan O'Brien. Should be easy enough back there for Dan Morrissey off his right side, delivers this one down the line. A couple of players going for it. Jack Butler's one, but again Costello's there for Kilmallock. In fact, it's not, it's Dylan O'Brien. O'Brien just gets that pass back towards Dan Joy. Joy flick it Hurley up to Paddy O'Loughlin and back to Dylan O'Brien again. Dylan O'Brien plays this one. Hand goes up from Robbie Egan, but again Dan Morrissey is back there, and that's a challenge by Conor Hanley Clark on Morrissey. The free is going to go to Ahane, and Dan Morrissey, really impressive start to the game, reading things very well. Absolutely,
showing all his experience there, coming out in front the whole time, well able to read it. It'll be, I just think from a hand point of view, maybe if they can get him back in around the full back line inside with Shane O'Brien inside, because no better boy to tie up Shane inside, because Shane has plenty of experience and he's grown into a fine hurler.
Long ball delivery from that free, it's just worked out for Kilmallock, and Paddy O'Loughlin plays this one into the middle towards Oisin O'Reilly and Dan Morrissey, who's out very far from Ahane's point of view. It's O'Reilly has it in his hand, he's going to look for Shane O'Brien again, is he? Goes forward with it himself, does Oisin O'Reilly, and Ahane have turned it over. Good work from Padraig Harnett, free for Ahane. Just Leo, game about to start settling down as Tom Morrissey looks to come out to take this long range free.
Yeah, it looked Tom is going to come out and take this one, but certainly the energy seems to be in Kilmallock straight away. You can see the energy; they're hurling that a little bit faster. Ahane starting off first 3-4 minutes here. They seem to be more dependable on, Dan is trying to cut out everything, and as you said there, he's following Oisin, he's coming out the field a little bit and leaving them a little bit exposed inside. There's a 1-on-1 inside, and it all it takes is one quick ball inside, and no better boy inside than Shane O'Brien. But look, they'll start and then expect this one from Dan. Dan will go fair close with this one, or Tom will go fair close with this. It's Dan actually. Dan will go fair close with this one.
Indeed, it is Tom, Leo. It's Tom taking it from long range inside his own 65-metre line. He struck this one very well indeed, has Tom Morrissey. The strike is long, but it has gone to the left and wide, just maybe that bit far from his distance. We played just coming up to 4 minutes here in Doon.
Trying to get the distance into it and probably lost that little bit of accuracy.
Battle again in a hand. I've got a hurley on that. Low ball delivered in now by half forward. On this occasion it was Colm Carroll off to Dan Minahan. Minahan played off him. Unlucky not to hold on to that one. Good work back there from Stephen Quirk. Gives it across to Paddy O'Loughlin. Looks to switch play. Barry Hennessy coming away from his goal and gets possession. Plenty of time and space for Barry to deliver, and he'll try and deliver this one long. Switches it over towards Robbie Egan and Conor Hanley-Clark. Egan goes up at the hand, but it's a hand that have come away with it. It's Evan Enright in possession. Enright holds off the challenge, delivers the ball. Lovely touch from Ronan Fox to get into the hand. Beautiful one-handed touch. Switches play in towards Tom Morrissey. Battle now between Dan Joy and Tom Morrissey. And it's Joy that had it in his hand. He's kicked it across. Goal chance maybe develops for a hand. The shot is there. It's in. Into the back of the net. The finish comes from Jack Butler. I think that's got it. And as Tom Morrissey forces a turnover, as he always seems to do in that position, and a goal for a hand.
Just absolute physical strength there, Tom. When you saw when the ball came over, Dan looked to be, or was it Aaron? Aaron looked to be in perfect control, but the strength of Dan Morrissey there just. It is Dan Morrissey. Yeah, the strength of Dan just turned it over, and the ball ends up in the back of the net from Adam Murray, was it? Or Jack Butler?
Jack Butler's got it. And it's Ahane in possession again here with Paddy Morrissey. What a start for Sean Flynn side here. This one goes in towards Dan Minahan again. He's got it in the hand this time. He's got a runner on his shoulder. He's going to go out himself for the moment. Gives it across to Mark Donnellan. It's not the best pass in the world. Donnellan looking to win it. Still there for Ahane or Kilmallock, whichever one is going to win this loose ball. Battle for it. It's in the hand of. Well, it's in the hand again of, I think it was Dan Minahan again. Dan Minahan again, but really showing early in this game, Dan Minahan continuing his form from last week.
But that little bit of experience there from Kevin O'Donnell, shadowing the runner coming through the whole way through and overturned the possession. And when Dan Minahan regained possession, he was totally bottled up, and a free out for Barry Hennessy here. Kilmallock, when you look at it, the amount of experience all over the place from Kilmallock, like Barry Hennessy, Dan Joy, Aaron Costello, out around the middle of the field, Robbie Egan and Oisin O'Reilly and Micheál Houlihan, like there's plenty of experience. You can't see why Kilmallock can't come through.
And got short with this free, have Kilmallock, and up the line again. It's intercepted by Padraig Harnett. Harnett delivers it. Ahane have it again. Comes in from Donnan looking for Tom Morrissey. Morrissey doesn't get it in the hand. It's going to break to Dan Minahan. Kilmallock trying to win possession. They've eventually done so. I think it's Stephen Quirk coming away with possession. In fact, it's not. It's Dan Joy, and this time it's Dylan O'Brien. And Paddy O'Loughlin delivers a straight one down. Again, Ahane are first to it. That's Evan Enright once more that has this one across to Dan Morrissey. Dan goes long down the near side once more as we see it from the stand here in Doon. Dan Minahan doesn't catch it. A wet ball. We had a bit of a downpour before throwing here in Doon. As Paddy O'Loughlin switches it. We've seen that a couple of times already this evening. And it's over across to Barry Hennessy. Hennessy goes shorter this time. Good take from Micheál Houlihan and gets away from his marker. Paddy Morrissey on this occasion gets the pass away to Phelim O'Reilly. O'Reilly with oceans of space gets the shot away. It does Phelim O'Reilly, the Kilmallock captain, and that's the response they would have wanted to the goal. And they've done exactly that.
Well, he had a very fit looking Phelim O'Reilly this year, let me tell you. Certainly you see the bit of power and a bit of strength, and he's a big strong man out around the middle of the field there. Great job done by Adrian O'Brien and the strength and conditioning there by Phelim O'Reilly.
Yeah, looking very fit is Phelim O'Reilly, captain of Kilmallock this year. Ball goes over towards Paddy O'Loughlin and Ronan Fox. Going to be picked up by the goal scorer Jack Butler. Tries to flick it away towards Colm Carroll, and back there for Kilmallock is Killian Hayes. And Killian Hayes now back to that ball first. Paddy Morrissey is in close proximity. Gives it low along the line. Hasn't worked out though. And Padraig Harnett, not for the first time in this game. The opening stages here is the man to pick up the loose ball. Back to Harnett once more. Ahane really trying to play a lovely brand of hurling. Continuing where they left off against Kildima Palace Kenry last week as as Ronan Fox launches this one towards goal. Ronan Fox scored 1-2 last week. He's on the board now too, Leo.
Absolutely, great score again from play. You see the short passing of Ahane over around the middle of the field. Seem to have gathered themselves together over around there. They've certainly crowded out, and they're getting onto a lot of breaking ball. And you see the short pass up there to Ronan Fox. A player note I had did a lot of hurling within UIG as well in his time.
Yeah, it's Houlihan has it now. Looked like a throw from here. It's intercepted up by Paddy Morrissey. Another fine for performer for Ahane last week with Killian Hayes. Has it off the ground, says referee John Holland. Free out for Ahane, and they've really settled into this game fast.
Yeah, it was just a hurley carrier over on the far side of the field with the hand up there. We were looking across the Ahane hurley carrier for notifying the referee. I said that the ball was picked up off the ground, but certainly Ahane seem to have come in really into the game now. They're really settled down.
Yeah, and it is Ahane leading 1-1 to 2 points. It's the same score in Kilmallock and the other Bon Secours Hospital Limerick Senior Hurling Championship game tonight. It's Patrickswell with 1-1 and Doon at 2 points. It's an early Aaron Gillan goal, so Gillan is continuing his form, certainly from Limerick's All-Ireland winning campaign. Leo, another goal on the board from a free early stages there in Kilmallock as Barry Hennessy launches this one again. Dan Morrissey's the loose man back there. He's not going to get to this one. It's Evan O'Leary and Shane O'Brien. O'Leary did his job. A canny cornerback is Evan O'Leary. He's been very impressive for Limerick's underage teams over the last few years. Conor Hanley-Clark is going to get to this one first after Kilmallock Hurley blocked that clearance. Hanley-Clark plays it up the line. Again, it's O'Leary. Breaks stuff for Killian Hayes and Kilmallock. Hand pass there. It's very well read by Paddy Morrissey. And Morrissey looking inside, delivering towards Tom once more. Again, Dan Joy does a good job at making sure he doesn't win clean possession. Illegally so, though, says referee John O'Halloran. A chance for Tom Morrissey to pop this one over the bar from close range.
Yeah, just a strength to Tom Morrissey inside the ball, got in straight up with his hand, and you see Dan Joy trying to come over the back of him. You know, it's and giving away the early free. There was nearly 2 frees in the one possession there, to be quite honest. But certainly you can see the dangers of Tom Morrissey inside around that full forward line. And you know what, Ahane are getting the ball real in, you know, early into him, and they're just making it work for themselves inside there. You see the runners when you see the ball going in, the early ball going in, and you see Dan Minahan and, you know, Jack Butler, and they're running off. Dan Morrissey hoping to get breaks. You saw it there again.
Morrissey hits this one and straight over the bar from Tom Morrissey. First point of the game for him. Second free, and this one has hit the target. So we played just 10 minutes on the clock now, and it's Ahane lead by a goal.
Yeah, 1-2 to 2 points. Certainly are really and they're full value for their lead at the moment, to be quite honest. The only thing is, though, and I said it earlier in the commentary, early ball in around that square with Oisin O'Reilly. Now Dan has really gone back in and sat in front of Shane O'Brien as well now, so he'll probably tie up there with Evan O'Leary. Mark and Shane O'Brien did know each other fairly well from under 20 hurling training with Limerick anyway, but certainly they're only one early ball away from, you know, that threat inside and the Kilmallock full forward line.
It's going to be a free here after that puck out. It was a foul. Micheál Houlihan just inside the Doon 65 metre line has a free. First of the game for Micheál Houlihan as well. One
of the most important things, if you look around the Limerick Senior Hurling Championship, is the amount of experience and the amount of quality that's around playing Senior Hurling Championship in Limerick now. It's frightening, you know. And we see the amount of All-Irelands that we were after winning in the last number of years. It's absolutely superb to see all these players out in the field.
Easy as you like from Houlihan there. Anywhere from 90 metres in. Micheál Houlihan is fairly accurate as Jonathan Hayes launches this one. One thing as well, Leo, I haven't mentioned the conditions, wet underfoot, but there is no breeze to speak of here, Doon. It is a decent evening.
It is.
Muggy enough, though.
Yeah, I walked across the field, John, before, and the field is absolutely superb condition. Huge credit to the Doon GA Club.
And that clearance hasn't gone to plan for Aaron Costello. Mark Donnellan has it. Donnellan flicks it across over to Ronan Fox. Touch wasn't there from Fox. Has won it back there. Ronan Fox gets the strike away. May fall to Tom Morrissey. Bit of pressure on Morrissey. Him and Dan Joy having a ding-dong battle in the early stages here in Doon. Joy gets the benefit of this one. Quirk across to Phelan O'Reilly. O'Reilly goes short with it. It's a good ball to Killian Hayes. Switch of play from Hayes. Looking towards Robbie Egan. Lovely touch from Egan. Gets the hand pass away to Conor Hanley-Clark. 65 out. Conor Hanley-Clark usually good from this range. Doesn't have the accuracy this time, Leo, and he'll be disappointed that Conor should usually, from his point of view, put them over.
Yeah, he played in goals earlier this year for UL in the freshers as well. Conor did this year, but certainly one that you normally expect him to be banging over the bar.
He'll be disappointed with that as a hand goes short to Dan Morrissey again. Dan off his left this time, down the same wing, looking for Colm Carroll. Carroll breaks it towards Jack Butler, pushing it back. He's hoping for, and that's exactly what he's got. Just too close on this occasion was the Kilmallock defender. It was Aaron Costello's but testing his innocence over there is indeed it's not. It's Dylan O'Brien who is the man fingered by John O'Halloran for the foul on this occasion.
Interesting tactic, John, is you see like Kilmallock, the last two puck outs from the hand have been a low go short. Kilmallock are not pushing up on the puck out. You know, when you have someone like Dan Morrissey around, or yeah, it is Dan inside full back. You have someone like Dan hanging around there, you know, you can't be giving him short ball, because when you see the value there where he picks out his man further down the field, and you know the free given away straight away.
As Tom Morrissey lining this one up as he does. It's a total reversal in Kilmallock as Doon now leading 1-5 to 1-4. Pat Ryan with that goal for Doon as Tom Morrissey sends this one over the bar. It's a tight one here, and it's a tight one in Kilmallock as well. And Tom Morrissey with a second free of the game, sending that one between the posts again. Paddy O'Loughlin under a bit of pressure, 3 Ahane men, nearly 4 around him, but gets the pass away on the second attempt, and it's Phelim O'Reilly. Bit of space for Phelim now, can't catch it again, gets the hand pass away on his shoulder very well. Comes Gavin O'Mahony. This will be a lovely score from Gavin O'Mahony. Drops into the hands of Jonathan Hayes, and he's all the time in the world to pick out his man. He's picked straight down the middle. Mark Donnellan and Aaron Costello. Donnellan gets a hurley beautifully to Tom Morrissey. Morrissey off he goes with it, gets it the bounce away, gets the pass away to Donnellan again. Donnellan now going with it. He's gone onto his left. Donnellan strike comes in from Mark Donnellan. Brilliantly worked score all the way from Jonathan Hayes in goals. Over the bar that goes, and that's 1-4 to 3 points in favour of Ahane.
Yeah, I mean, you certainly see there, it's the power of Tom Morrissey there, the ball coming down, winning his possession and making that little straight run across the field, and then Mark Donnellan just popped off the shoulder off him and off straight over the bar. It looks very simple when it's played like that.
Long puck out from Barry Hennessy, and again Ahane are there in numbers and they've won it. Ball comes in, it's in towards Dan Minihan. This time gets it into his hand first time. Minihan with the strike, not the greatest of strikes. He'll be disappointed with that.
Yeah.
Second wide of the game for Ahane, but they're winning all those loose battles.
Yeah, was there a half chance there to take him on? The quick puck out here from Barry Hennessy straight away, getting the Kilmallock boys going, taking full advantage of loose marking.
Phelim O'Reilly that delivers this one inside. One back there, it's Evan Enright picking up the loose ball. Gavin O'Mahony, lovely pick up from him. Flicks it inside to Conor Hanley Clark. Hanley Clark can get it in his hand and do damage. Doesn't get the opportunity though. It's Evan O'Leary gets everything in there to make sure the ball doesn't go into his hand, and it's Killian Hayes has it now. Micheál Hoolan is screaming for the ball. He's free. Looks for that pass. Paddy Morrissey's there. Doesn't get a hurley. Should be over the bar from Hoolan. No mistake from Micheál Hoolan, and a good score over the bar. That one goes from Kilmallock.
Yeah,
much needed score too.
Yeah, absolutely, much needed score. Micheál Hoolan's first point from play tonight, but certainly, you know, you see the benefits of having, you know, a player like Conor Hanley there. The ball got possession of the ball, turned, lifted his head and struck the ball straight back across the field to Micheál Hoolan. Maybe there was a half a chance that the ball could have been cut out, but certainly just that a bit of experience that Kilmallock are showing, they're finding to get the scores that little bit easier.
Yeah. Possession over on that far side now. Battle for it. Mark Donnellan is there, but Dan Minihan is there as well for Ahane, and Stephen Quirk pulls him back. Advantage accruing here to Ahane. They'll get the free as they lose possession. Just a tug on the jersey, simple as that, Leo, and a very easy decision for John O'Halloran.
Yeah, something that the Kilmallock boys are going to have to look at half time. The free count is beginning to mount, let me tell you, and they're all happening inside the 45-yard line, which is plain and simple. You're giving away a score. You know, you can't be doing that at this level. Certainly with a player like Tom Morrissey around the place banging these threes over the bar. Interesting, if you look at it, John, years ago, if you look at hurling years ago, there isn't a Kilmallock player inside the 21-yard line. It's just Barry Hennessy on the goal line, just waiting for the ball to go over the bar. You know, the game has changed so much. Everything is about the puck out, everything is about the restart, and how the referees it as well, whether he lets the quick puck out go or not.
It's Morrissey lining this one up. He goes high with this one, and this time
Wide.
he hasn't found the accuracy. Very unlike Tom Morrissey, missing from that range. And he'll be disappointed with that, as Barry Hennessy, as Leo said, quickly gets us back underway, push on the back. But what a catch from Shane O'Brien over there, and he's gotten away from his man as well. Gets the pass away to Oisin O'Reilly. Ahane scrambling numbers back. O'Reilly's going to go backwards towards brother Phelim. It's a risky pass. Phelim's got his hurley to it ahead of Mark Donnellan. He did very well to do so, and he's played this one in high, in towards Robbie Egan, inside in the full forward line. Egan and the Kilmallock forwards just drifting around. That's a foul by Robbie Egan. And Stan Morrissey, that's gone down again, as Dan always does. He's in the right place at the right time, picks up the pieces on this occasion, and Ahane have the free out.
Yeah, very impressive in Kilmallock though, is the amount of players, the movement of their players. Robbie Egan, they're all circling around the six of them are circling around. Robbie Egan now finds himself, even though he's 12 and he's back, he finds himself in the edge of the square, and certainly they're trying to isolate inside the whole time, get a big man. Like Robbie Egan is head and shoulders over Evan O'Leary at the moment, but certainly Evan is winning his battles every time the ball comes in.
Long delivery now into the Kilmallock half back line. Oh, one over there. It's good work from Stephen Quirk on this occasion, winning it, flicked along the ground by Phelan O'Reilly. He knew he had Micheál Houlihan in support here. Good hand pass off to Aaron Costello. Costello's dropped the ball though, and Ahane are there in numbers to win it. It's another free, and Tom Morrissey will come all the way out to take this one. Doesn't have to come all the way out actually this time. He was out in the half forward line anyway, and a chance. And Tom, he had the distance the last time. He had one from even further away, Leo, on the far side as we see it. He'll fancy his chances from straight in front here.
Absolutely. Well, we'll say he's straight in front of him, but he's still 90. He's 100 metres away. You know, in fairness, you know, you have to get the strength in it to it, and then hopefully the direction comes with it. Difficult free now to put over the bar. Certainly one that this man is well capable of doing that.
Certainly had the distance from this area earlier in the game. Didn't have the accuracy. We'll see this time. Does it have? Indeed it does. What a strike from Tom Morrissey. It puts Ahane into a 4-point lead.
And another little bit extra on top of it as well. There was another 6 yards in that as well.
Beautiful strike.
Evan Enright is leaving the field as he's at a blood sub.
Certainly limping off here. It's a blow for Ahane. Evan Enright had started the game very well, but may have picked up a knock in doing so during that start. So we'll confirm that sub in a moment. But
just trying to get a look at here who's after coming on with the green helmet.
Confirm that as soon as we have it here. As Micheál Houlihan takes that one for Kilmallock, gets the hand pass away. It's Shane O'Grady, that's the man on. It's Killian Hayes with the shot, and disappointed with that one as well. Second wide of the game for Kilmallock. Yeah, it's Shane O'Grady, just to confirm that substitution for Evan Enright, wearing number 18 for Ahane. So a loss. Evan Enright started the game well, Leo.
Absolutely, really started the game. And there again, you go with the puck to kick puck out. Kilmallock are not pushing up in their hand players. They're allowing them to take that short puck out. Great early ball now down top of Robbie Egan. First time pull there. Evan O'Leary is in there, and O'Leary, he's not the biggest of fellas, Leo. He gets the hurley and the hand in every single time nearly. But there's been a turnover. There hasn't. Dan Morrissey clears it long. Battle now between Ronan Fox and Paddy O'Loughlin. Fox has the pace initially. Going to turn back onto his left. Gets the strike away. Does Ronan Fox. Just has the accuracy. What a score, Ronan Fox. He got 1-2 last week against Galaimo Palace Kenry, as I've already mentioned. Second point of the game, Leo. And Ahane have all these forwards all over the 6 forwards. Every one of them can score. Yeah, but the most impressive thing about the Ahane boys so far, lads, is their work rate. And to be quite honest, you know, that energy that's inside in that full forward line there with Dan Min in, Tom Morrissey, and as we said there, Ronan Fox there banging, putting over his second point from play there tonight. 1-6 on the score, 1-6 on the scoreboard after what? 20 minutes. They'll be happy enough with that. That might change now as Shane O'Brien bears down on goal, goes for the point as O'Brien, and he's missed it to the left and wide. And Kilmallock so far, Leo, comparing them last week to the way they played against Doon and how accurate they were, and certainly in the opening half there, they're miles off the pace they set last week. Absolutely, it came out now a little bit too casual in an attitude. Certainly the half-time whistle won't come early enough for Kilmallock. I'll let you know what, Kilmallock being Kilmallock, you know, they'll always hang in there, they'll always get that point, and they'll really put you under pressure at certain periods in the game, and that's the way they'll work themselves back into the game. 21 minutes on the clock here in Doon in the Sponsecures Hospital Limerick Senior Hurling Championship round 2 clash. Ahane leading Kilmallock by 1-6 to 4 points as Phelan O'Reilly goes on the run on that far side. Does he have the accuracy this time? He does this time. Score. Lovely strike from Phelan O'Reilly. They'd missed a couple of chances. That's his second point play again tonight. You know, I'm not picking on players, but Oisín needs to really come into the game at centre forward. Kieran Barry seems to be dominating around the half back line there. Oisín is kind of drifting through the game, really needs to get more involved. Long puck up from Jonathan Hayes, far side again, and it's Kilmallock picking up the ball. It's the number 12 on this occasion. It's Ronan Mark Donnellan again. That's Ronan Fox with this effort. Is that a third for Fox? Looks to be the case. Keep getting Ronan Fox the ball. Maybe the call from Ahane in this first half. He's been absolutely exceptional. 2 from this side, 2 from the right hand side of the field, right in front of us. That one from the far side of the field, banging it straight over the bar. Great score from 45 yards out on the sideline. A lovely strike again from Ronan Fox, wearing 14 but operating in the half forward line. This one goes up towards Shane O'Brien once more. Has it in his hand, does the number 13 Limerick senior panellist. On the hurley it goes. This time does he have the accuracy? Yes, he does. Much more like it from a finishing point of view by Shane O'Brien. And that's the kind of score that Kilmallock needed. They needed a response. Absolutely, yeah. Kilmallock there, you know, to take alone, you know, so casual, took it, went down the outside and cut back in. Absolutely great score off his left hand, you know. It goes to show he drove the last one wide on his right hand and hit that one over the bar straight off his left. Shows the talent of the young fella.
4-point game again here as Paddy O'Loughlin puts the paw up for that one. Chop there on Dylan O'Brien, and it's a free out for Kilmallock. And again, Barry Hennessy goes on the gallop. He's not getting this one, I'd say. Micheál Houlihan has the ball in his hand and is wiping it off his jersey.
As I said, just the coolness of Kilmallock, the way they work the weather back into the game, keep that scoreboard ticking over point after point after point, when they haven't really been blasting on 100% compared to last week, and they're just really working their way back into the game.
Yeah, we have an update here as this one comes in.
Some score.
Some strike from Micheál Houlihan. And it's a goal between the sides yet again here. We'll give you an update in a moment from Kilmallock, where it's an absolute cracker of a game there as well. It's Patrickswell leading 2-8 to 2-7. Kevin Maher with that second goal for Doon. We'll update you on who's got that goal for Patrickswell as well. And it's going to be this short one here as Ahane work it out here. Shane O'Grady with the strike. Let's plays it up the line to Tom Morrissey. And Kilmallock tried to come away again here, and it is Kilmallock that have it. Aaron Costello gets the offload away to Paddy O'Loughlin. Tom Morrissey in there wins possession, turnover, and it's Morrissey from the sideline. Tom Morrissey with the strike. Does it have the accuracy? It doesn't on this occasion.
Then again, you see the pace and the strength of Tom there coming in, turning over Paddy O'Loughlin, going down the sideline, just drifting to the right and wide. He'd be disappointed with that one.
It's over on that far side as well. Kilmallock have possession. And there's a free foul on Shane O'Brien from Padraig Harnett. And John O'Halloran points the way. And Micheál Houlihan, judging by the way he's striking this, Leo, will certainly fancy his chances.
Absolutely. What we were talking 5 minutes ago, this is a 5-point game. This one goes over the bars, back down to a 2-point game. As I said, it's the way Kilmallock do things. Just hang in there, keep that scoreboard ticking over. You'd expect Micheál to bang over this one, considering the last strike that he put over the bar there from his own half back line.
It's Houlihan. He's been very accurate so far in the game. And as Leo mentioned, that last score from a long range effort into whatever breeze is here in Doon, and it's not a major one as he strikes this one. Houlihan has missed it. Well, we give him the commentator's curse, Leo, the dreaded one. Lined him up and then bang, goes off target.
Absolutely, he'd be disappointed in that one. But look, he's having some games at the moment for Kilmallock. He's really showing the experience that he's gained with Limerick Senior Hurling over the last 2 or 3 years.
4 wides apiece as well here in Doon. As this one goes long over to that left hand side, Kilmallock starting to win those loose balls, and it's Oisin O'Reilly that's dropped back there this time. O'Reilly still going with it. He's been fouled, and Houlihan gets an immediate chance to make up for that last miss.
You just see the pace there of Oisin. The minute the ball broke, took the ball, and he 2-3 steps, he was gone 5 yards ahead, and he drew the foul straight away. So from that point of view, you just see Kilmallock need Oisin doing that more and more often, to be quite honest. He really needs to work that a little bit harder tonight. He's drifted through the first 25 minutes of this match, and certainly one that he'll be disappointed with himself. And, he needs that scoreboard to start ticking over for him as well,
Indeed he does. Oisin O'Reilly, with so much talent that he possesses here as Houlihan. Again,
game of dodgeball here around that pole, John, in front of us, right in front of us.
Houlihan strikes it. And this time, no problem whatsoever for Micheál Houlihan. The cry from behind us in the stand, I should say, says goodbye Houlihan, and I'm sure we'll hear it plenty more times this evening as this one goes. Much more like it from Micheál Houlihan's point of view. And nails that one to make it a 2-point game again. It's Ahane and Paddy Morrissey first to that loose ball, but Kilmallock have won. It's Houlihan that has it himself. Hand pass comes and it's cleared. Well, it's not the best of strikes from Kevin O'Donnell. Gavin O'Mahony is there. And it's Gavin O'Mahony wins that flick, and it could be an advantage here for Kilmallock. O'Brien gets the ball in his hand eventually, despite the attentions of Evan O'Leary. Needs a bit of help, finds it in the form of Conor Hanley Clark. Hanley Clark plays this one across to Paddy O'Loughlin. Likes to score from this kind of range. Does Paddy, well capable of doing so, but that one has gone just to the right and wide. And you're seeing a few, Leo, just drift over to that right hand post.
Just looking at the flags here in front of us, it looks like as if Ahane have the whatever little bit of a breeze is kind of blowing into the bottom right hand corner here. But overall, they'll be happy enough to be going in just 2 points down at half time.
Yeah, that's the way it is at the moment as Tom Morrissey tries to win this one. Again, it's picked up loosely by Killian Hayes, the loose ball I should say, as Houlihan plays this one to Shane O'Brien. Bit of space for O'Brien, scored 5 glorious points last week in their win over Doon. Has he made this one a bit more complicated? I think he had more time to strike it initially before he came in and has left. He's missed it either way, and that's another wide for Kilmallock, the sixth wide.
Yeah, they're 6 wide as wide count is beginning to mount up for Kilmallock. We were talking about them being, taking their chances, and the last 2 or 3 chances there now, they've just drifted wide to the post.
Padraig Harnett picks up that loose, or the short puck out I should say, in towards Jack Butler, the Ahane goal scorer. Battle for possession on the ground here, and Morrissey is in there, of course he's in there. A couple more, Dan Minahan is in there as well for Ahane, but it's Kilmallock man that comes away, but it's Micheál Hoolan gets the pass back to Aaron Costello, Limerick colleague as well, plays this one across. They've lost out on it, and Ahane have turned it over once more. Paddy Morrissey along the line. It's Colm Carroll. In fact, that's Morrissey. It was Carroll to Morrissey to Tom Morrissey. Tom Morrissey off his left. We've seen that one before.
Unlucky.
But on this occasion, it's gone to the left and wide. We're setting that one up for a score.
Yeah, the way Barry was looking at it, you were thinking that was gone straight over the bar. Unfortunately, just drifted wide from.
5th wide as well for Ahane. So the wides for both sides now mounting up as O'Brien goes up for this one. Isn't one done? Picked up back there by Padraig Harnett now. It's a battle in the middle of the park here. Both sides going for Gavin Rowson was the man for Ahane, looking to win it with Phelan O'Reilly to Micheál Hoolan from long range. Hoolan, that's going to drop short, and it's going to drop to the right and wide. So 7th wide for Kilmallock here. And again, they'll be disappointed with that kind of shooting, Leo.
Yeah, they're going to be disappointed with that kind of shooting. It's just not really not really happening for them, to be quite honest. They're maybe not being an expert, but they just drilled a lower 2 in around the edge of the full forward line there, and just make them work for it inside and just see what happens off it, see the breaks of it, because of, as I said, Oisin is inside and Robbie Egan's inside there now.
Foul on by Tom Morrissey and
Here's
Aaron Costello.
Here's the early ball. Let's see what happens with Oisin here now.
Taken quickly by Costello, up to Oisin O'Reilly again. Evan O'Leary is the man in there for Ahane. Plays this one back now and trying to clear. It's a good low ball to Adam Murray. Killian Hayes with the challenge on Murray, but they're going short with the hand. This is very much their tactic. Back to Murray once more. Ball just didn't bounce from there, and Hoolan's in a flash to win it back for Kilmallock. Paddy O'Loughlin has it. Short pass. Lovely touch from Gavin O'Mahony. Darts back off his left foot with the step. O'Mahony still going, has the free, showing all the experience in the world. The arm came over the shoulder, Leo. He knew exactly what he was doing.
Absolutely, great control though, great touch from Gavin there. Just step back inside, knowing that the hand was going to come out. They wouldn't let him through, and rode that, made sure it went up a little bit high, and a simple little free here from Micheál Hoolan to make it a 1-point score going in at half time. Difficult enough free, 4 or 5 yards to the sideline, 55 yards out. Be a good one to get now.
Update from the other game. Patrickswell leading by 2-10 to 2-7, and that's at the half-time whistle. So 3-point advantage for Patrickswell, looking to make it 2 from 2.
Yeah, there's huge advantage for the teams that win tonight, isn't there?
Heading into the break as well.
Heading into the break, 2 wins after 2. That one's gone straight over the bar.
Much better strike from Hoolan, but it's gone to the left and wide according to the umpires. 50-50 call from our angle, Leo. You thought it was over. I thought it was just wide. Didn't come back enough. There is the halftime whistle here in Doon, and it's Ahane. Surprisingly, if you were to go by form, that lead 178 points. Leo, your thoughts on the first half action?
Look, I'll be honest with you, Ahane will be happy enough going in at half time, 1-7 to 8 points up. At one stage they were 5 points up, and it looked like the next score became the important thing. But as we said, Kilmallock do what the Kilmallock do, boys, and they just worked the game, kept that scoreboard ticking over. They'll be disappointed. They've had 9 wides now in the first half, I think. They'll be disappointed with that, but certainly Ahane have still a lot to play for, and they'll bring an awful lot of energy to the second half to this. And who knows what tonight will bring. The one thing I will turn around and say, the surface is absolutely superb, and that little bit of greasy underfoot condition, the ball will fly off it. So it'll be an interesting second half. Team that makes the least mistakes in the second half, I think, will just about get over the line here. You'd still fancy Kilmallock in your heart of hearts. You'd still fancy Kilmallock. They're creating the chances, but they just haven't converted them yet. So look, a very, very even first half. A game that really hasn't come to life. More workmanlike by Ahane, and certainly Kilmallock will go into another gear in the second half, and we'll see where that takes them.
All from us here in Doon. At the end of this first half, it is Ahane that lead Kilmallock by 1-7 to 8 points. Join us for the second half shortly. Doon GA Club in the heart of East Limerick for the second half of the Sponsor Cures Hospital Limerick Senior Hurling Championship Round 2 clash between Ahane and Kilmallock. John Keogh here again for the second half commentary alongside Leo O'Connor. Leo, can't not but be impressed by Ahane's performance in the first half.
Can't not but be impressed by it, but it's it's what Kilmallock have done as well, though, in fairness. Kilmallock have not been in top gear, hitting nowhere near the pace and intensity that was attached to the game, their performance last week, and yet they're still in it. It's only, what, a two-point game, Ahane have really worked really hard. Kilmallock, initially we said after about 15-20 minutes of the match, their free count was beginning to mount up inside the 45-yard line, and they seemed to have come out in front and attacked everything from there on in, and just snuffed out that opportunity. Tom is up there and he's fighting a lone battle, and I know Dan Menahan is working, he's trying to get onto the ball, but when you've the experience and quality that Kilmallock have around the place, their first touch is really good, so that's snuffing out kind of, for the last 10-15 minutes of the half there, it snuffed out Ahane's performance. The one thing you really got to look at from Ahane's point of view is their work rate and to maintain the intensity now. The first 10 minutes here in the second half, I know people are talking about quarters here, but I just think the next score is really important from the Ahane point of view, and away we go.
Yeah, underway again. Doesn't look like there's any substitutes on either side at half time. We will update you with that if we see so in the next couple of minutes. Here is Kilmallock with the first possession. Kevin O'Donnell has it, goes long and high with this one, aiming towards Shane O'Brien, but Evan O'Leary is out in front, gets the hurley to it. It's going to fall for Padraig Arnott. Indeed it's not. O'Brien picks it up beautifully, gets a bit of a hand pass away, not a full one. O'Mahony is there though, tries to get a shot away, but again Padraig Arnott is there for Ahane along with Evan O'Leary, and it's Dan Morrissey in possession. Dan goes long, aiming towards Ronan Fox again, just gets a hurley onto it, does Ronan Fox. Jack Butler there trying to win it back here, but good play from Dylan O'Brien, a lovely step from the Kilmallock number 2 as well. O'Brien needs a bit of help though, flicks it back towards Phelan O'Reilly, big wild swing from O'Reilly, didn't get a connection, and it pulls first time again, blocked by the handman, sideline ball, and Conor Hanley Clark comes right next to us here in the stand, Leo, to take it. Yeah,
Dylan O'Brien really came out with that ball and worked his way back out, and then when he just failed to lift his head and just popped it back, he was lucky that Phelan was there, and he clipped off a hand player, and Conor Hanley Clark now has a line ball here right here in front of us.
It's a beautiful strike from Conor Hanley Clark. Too good a strike. It's gone all the way wide. Just caught that absolutely perfectly. Not sure if he was going for it, Leo.
Yeah, I don't think he was going for it, but if it was on target, it would have gone over the bar. Certainly with the distance he got into it.
Oh, another wide, and 9th wide overall for Kilmallock. To Ahane's 5 as Jonathan Hayes goes long with this puck out. Over there is Jack Butler. Battle for possession on the ground. And thought they had it. It was Mark Donnell, and Butler's in there again, but away come Kilmallock, and it's Killian Hayes over Carey, says referee John O'Halloran, a free in. And they're the kind of mistakes that will A, cost Kilmallock in this game, and B, give Ahane a lift every time.
Yeah, and you know what, he was coming out there, he nearly had a little time to take a little touch in the hurley and come out and clear the ball, but certainly he tried to work around the tackle, over carried, and correctly so by John O'Halloran, a free in for Ahane here, and one to Tom Morrissey now. You expect Tom to bang this one over the bar? Well, it's difficult enough. 60 yards out, about 10 yards in from the far sideline.
Yeah, but as you mentioned, Leo, he has missed a couple in this game so far. Just testing the wind is Tom Morrissey again.
And you see the quality. You're looking at Graham Mulcahy at the far side of the field there, leading up again the wire. The quality.
In Paddy O'Brien.
Yeah.
Robbie Hanley.
Yeah, exactly. Plenty of quality still in the sideline to come back into this Kilmallock team.
And it's Morrissey with the strike. And does not have the accuracy, so it's another one. Leo, there must be a tricky wind we aren't seeing as well. It must be swirling up above.
Yeah, but it's very clammy as well.
It is, yeah. It's not like the likes of him and Hoolan to miss the freeze they've missed.
Probably a little bit of dew on the ball as well, making that slither a little bit deader, doesn't fly as much as it normally would.
It's a hand that have it in the middle of the park again. Here it's Mark Donnellan. Donnellan drops the ball just before he was about to be blown up for over-carrying, you think here. Russian O'Reilly can't win it again. Battle for the ball on the ground here, and it's a hand with Padraig Harnett that eventually get it in.
Free.
Frontal charge there by Phelim O'Reilly. He protests his innocence. That's a free all day long.
There was 5 Kilmallock players in around it. You see the intent straight away this early in the second half. Their work rate has really upped the pace of it, and they were working severely hard. Phelim O'Reilly was getting in around everything. They were trying to get the turnover ball. Dan Morrissey now on his own 65-yard line, good distance out, dead straight down the middle of the field. One that more than likely he'll put over the bar. Put one over the bar, the XM substitution in the first half.
Indeed he did. Looking to make up for that last miss, will Tom Morrissey. 3 frees scored in the first half by the Ahane, number 11, operating around full forward for most parts of that half. Struck this one again, and once more
wide.
It's gone to the left and wide, and Tom Morrissey having a rare off night from place balls.
It's their 7th wide, and their 3rd wide from the free, so they'll rue that later on in the game.
You'll have to expect that Kilmallock will eventually have formed this ball in towards Hoolan. Need a chance to catch that. Opted to go to Hurley first. It's given a hands defenders a chance to pick up the loose ball. It's Dan Morrissey to Tom. Tom unable to win it. Conor Hanley-Clark has though. Lovely hand pass from Hanley-Clark. This time Hoolan has it in the hands. Looking for a bit of help. Has it in Conor Hanley-Clark. Flicks it inside. In towards Gavin O'Mahony. Goal chance here. It's O'Mahony. It's a brilliant block down.
Goal.
Oh, it's a goal. It's not. It's gone all the way in. Yeah. Just didn't see it, Leo.
Yeah, goal.
Yeah, he struck it well. It went through the Hurley of Jonathan Hayes. We're just seeing it on the replay here in front of us. And it's a goal for Gavin O'Mahony. That's a huge score in this game. Puts Kilmallock 1 point to the good.
First score of the second half. 5 minutes into the second half. Great vision by Conor Hanley-Clark to pick out Gavin. And Gavin, no better boy. Powerful finish. Really finished it really well. Ball slipped through the side net at the back stanchion.
That's where the confusion was with me, Leo. I saw the net go.
Yeah.
But either way, it's a goal for Kilmallock. A chance for Ahane to level up straight away, which would only be the second time they've been level in this game. But a goal from Gavin O'Mahony for Kilmallock, and that has changed things completely here in Doon.
Yeah, just 2 points. The game is 5 minutes in the second half. Ahane have had 2 wides already. They want to be putting this one back over the bar to make it a draw game again. 1-8 apiece.
So it's Morrissey's missed 2 so far in this half.
Yeah,
struck this one. 1-8 apiece here. Needed that one, as Leo said. And Tom Morrissey has provided 4 points to the game for him.
It's game that's kind of at the moment is drifting along. It's lacking a little bit of something, isn't it? Just a
little bit of bite, maybe.
A little bit of bite, and hopefully that goal will have woken up both teams now, and both teams will drive on for the last 25 minutes of it plus injury time. Yeah,
Shane O'Grady won that ball for Ahane, but lost it in contact. And again, Conor Hanley-Clark now and trying to flick this one inside. It's blocked down though, and Killian Hayes picks up the pieces here. Back to Phelim O'Reilly with this strike. That's going to drop short. Oisin going up with Dan. Dan didn't go up, but Shane O'Brien has it in the hand. Shane O'Brien, goal chance! Just over the bar. And Kilmallock go back into a 1 point lead. But that danger, Leo mentioned it several times in the first half, that dangerous full forward line, whoever's in there, Shane O'Brien has been the one constant in there. There's goals in there.
There's goals in there to get the ball that little bit earlier in, Dan Morrissey there did his level best there. He was getting back on top of Shane and kind of got in a half a tackle, and that avoided the goal opportunity, I suppose, for Shane.
It's a hand that are in trouble from a possession point of view once more. Kilmallock getting through the phase, but they've got a Hurley in of a hand. They've managed to try and turn it over. Lovely pick up from Ronan Fox. didn't manage to hold on to it though, and again the ball goes to ground. So many coaches calling for it to go to ground, Leo, to make sure nothing comes of it, and as a result we see it thrown. Yeah,
the work rate. That's the third little kind of picking and poking melee that you've seen in the start second, and goes straight into it again now here. Referee blows again. What's he giving here? Another throw-in ball. Is there free?
Might to say a signal here from John O'Halloran. There's no hand.
Player on the ground. He's going to throw it in again. He stopped his clock there.
Aaron Costello or Dylan O'Brien. That's down injured there. Just looking around to see, get that confirmed. Dan Joy's okay, but certainly in a bit of trouble. Kilmallock physio Liam Mulcahy is over there. tending to the felled Kilmallock player. But Leo, that goal, that Gavin Ahane goal, could be seriously crucial for Kilmallock at the end of this game.
Well, I've no doubt it will, because it just burned back to life, and put him in the lead straight away. The first score of the second half. Ahane was slightly disappointed in the way they've come out. The game is 7 minutes in the second half now, and they'll be slightly disappointed in their delivery. The ball is very slow around the middle field, but that's credit as well to the other side of it. That's credit to Kilmallock, because Kilmallock go up to work right out around the middle of the field, and they're making it very difficult for the Ahane players to get on possession. But they're just lacking a little bit of pace now, a little bit of energy. Mightn't be a bad idea now to bring Tom Morrissey out around the middle of the field and try and get him to dominate that area and work their way back into the game, because a lot of their scores tending to come from frees now. In the latter half of the first half, there's Tom coming out of the Molina with the ball.
Yeah, and the shot comes in.
Some score. No, listen.
It's over the bar. Level game again here. And it is Tom Morrissey. He just managed to get that bit of space. First point for play for Morrissey, and we're level again. Yeah,
it's absolutely, the strength and the agility of the man there. He came around the back of it and struck it off his left hand and straight over the bar. Great score.
The rain's starting to fall again here in Doon. We've played nearly 9 minutes of this second half, and it's 1-9 apiece here in the Bonsecours Hospital Limerick Senior Hurling Championship. A round 2 clash between Ahane and Kilmallock. Ball up into the forward line again, sent long by the Ahane player, but it's Kilmallock and Paddy O'Loughlin in possession. Cross to Aaron Costello again. It's going to come out this side.
That experience there is immense, Aaron Costello's experience, lifting his head, finding Kevin O'Donnell here in front of us, and a great strike, a diagonal ball across the field again, bringing Micheál Hoolan into it.
It was actually a hand man that got the hurley to it. It was Gavin Rossum. But a little slip. It was Evan O'Leary that slipped there. It's going to be a 65 to Kilmallock. A chance for Micheál Hoolan to put them back into the lead.
Yeah, it's just that, I suppose that little passage of play, the way Kilmallock had the composure to work the ball, worked it across the field, and did a great ball then from Kevin O'Donnell. Kevin O'Donnell is probably one of the most underrated hurlers that has been Limerick Club hurler for the last 6 or 7 years. He always, even as an underage, when he was on development squads at Limerick, played minor, played under 21 with Limerick. Superb player and a great attitude as well, in fairness to him. And he stood the test of time for Kilmallock, and he's been involved in everything that Kilmallock have come through over the last number of years in county finals.
10 minutes gone the second half in Kilmallock, where Patrickswell now lead Doon by 2-11, 2-2-9. It's a very tight one there. It's a very tight one here, as Micheál Hoolan looks to send this one between the posts and put Kilmallock back in front. And that's exactly what Micheál Hoolan has done. Yeah, over the bar that one goes. Another score for Hoolan.
That's his 4 point from the free. You see, as I said, the frees, conceding frees, they hurt you on the scoreboard, don't they?
Do indeed. This one from Jonathan Hayes straight down the middle, and called for a push on Tom Morrissey there. Nothing forthcoming from referee John O'Halloran. Again, a battle for possession on the ground. Kicked out clear, and it's Kilmallock that have it. And Dylan O'Brien races away from the couple of Ahane men, a couple trying to chase him. O'Brien showing serious pace, delivers it in. It's a good ball in towards Shane O'Brien. Evan O'Leary got the hurley in, did so ever so well to just get a flick on that, make sure there wasn't clean possession one. And Adam Murray comes out with a foul on the Ahane, number 15, but wearing half back, and it's a chance for them to clear their lines once more.
Interesting ball there by Dylan O'Brien, tore up the field, got to win it 50 yards, lifted his head and drilled a low hard ball in front of Shane. Obviously Kilmallock are trying to go for the juggler and trying to get that early ball in there and get Shane O'Brien onto the possession.
So it's Shane O'Grady lining this one up. Goes along with it. First half substitute for Ahane. O'Grady straight down. Out comes the Kilmallock defender. And I think it was Killian Hayes down there. Killian Hayes just pulled on everything that came near him. Got the ball, luckily for their point of view. Good work from Dan Minnan, winning possessions. Flicked away from him though. And it's into Tom Morrissey. Free coming here. Morrissey goes with it instead. The ball will come into Jack Butler. Referee John O'Halloran had blown the whistle.
I think he was right.
Be disappointed.
I think he was right, to be quite honest, because Kilmallock had still 2 players between that, the hand player and the goal. So easy chance here, 45 yards out, dead straight in front of the goals. One you fully expect Tom Morrissey to drive over the bar. Game isn't really still taking off though, has it?
No,
it's just drifting along like 1-9, 1-10, 1-9. Just make a draw game, but again you expect Ahane, to up the work rate, get that opportunity, get that little bit of energy into the legs, and you can't be, as I said, you can't beat the experience of Kilmallock. Kilmallock are just drifting along, knowing that they will create chances and they'll take them when they come.
See the Ahane manager Sean Flynn questioning that decision with John O'Halloran as Morrissey sends this one between the posts as well. Levelling score again here in Kilmallock, all square for a third time.
He's 4 point for the free tonight.
Pucko coming from Barry Hennessy goes long with it. Brilliant work here from Ronan Fox. He got scored
That's
3 in
wide.
the first half and it tails to the right and wide. Be disappointed with that one. Ronan Fox given his efficiency in front of goals as Barry Hennessy has a ball in his hand
there
just
why
as
he
quick.
wins a great possession, intercepted Barry Hennessy's puck out. The opportunity was there in front of him to take the ball on 10 yards, lift his head and see what comes available, what player runs off his shoulder. Instead of that, a bad wide, a simple ball, and would have done a lot more damage for him.
It's Kilmallock on the charge here. Micheál Houlihan to Oisín O'Reilly. He's got Dylan O'Brien with him. O'Reilly keeps going himself. O'Reilly with the strike. He hasn't done much today, but he's put Kilmallock back into the lead. Lovely strike.
His first score
had her
tonight.
options, first point of the game, and it's a needed one.
As I said, when you amount of quality that Kilmallock have around the place, Robbie Egan now gone down injured, exactly 50 yards out. When you see that, as I said, the Kilmallock quality that they have, Oisín O'Reilly, Shane O'Brien, Conor Hanley Clark, Robbie Egan, Micheál Houlihan, like all inter-county players, and the next inter-county hurler with Gavin Ahane up there inside around, hovering around 30-40 yards at the edge of the D there and showing plenty of experience. That'll tell you the quality that Kilmallock have, you know. They're there year in, year out, tried and tested. You're not the team to beat in the Limerick Senior Hurling Championship, no matter what way you look at it. At the end of the day, whether you're beating them in county finals or county semi-finals, or they're turning you over, you know, that experience is always there with Kilmallock.
Just a slight delay here as Robbie Egan receives some attention. Still a 2-point game in Kilmallock as well. Patricksville 2-13 to Doones 2-11 into the final quarter there, so that's a tight one.
That's a very interesting game because Doon have to win to get back into the thing, you know. 2 defeats and then have a break for 3 weeks. You know, it's getting to that time, squeaky bum time now for Doon, that they need to get over the line and get a win tonight.
Long puck up from Jonathan Hayes. Up goes to a number of players, but it's Mark Donnellan that has it for Ahane. Needs a bit of help here, Donnellan. He's done very, very well. Still going with it, gets a kick in it. Kilmallock just in numbers all over the ball on that occasion, and it's Killian Hayes back to Kevin O'Donnell, and he's just got it away. Did very well, did O'Donnell. A great take from Adam Murray, and a lovely step as well to get a bit of space back to Donnellan. Donnellan just switches play. There's no one over there from an Ahane point of view. Jack Butler is trying to get there, but Dan Joy has got there in front of him in a bit of space at spare as well on this occasion. Switch of play here, and it's
Composure all
Quirk
over the
has
place,
it.
John.
Kevin O'Donnell, they
That's
are,
it
yeah.
is. Composure, look, worked it out. Absolutely superb
Stephen
from
Quirk
Kilmallock
still
point of
going
view.
with it. Into the middle it comes. Killian Hayes back again to Kevin O'Donnell. Barry Hennessy calls for it. O'Donnell has none of it. Sees Oisín O'Reilly in space, tries to find him. It's a great ball across. He doesn't get it, but Shane O'Brien does. This could be a massive score. He's seen Robbie Egan in a bit of space, but Egan doesn't get there. Kieran Barry got the flick into it, and Dan Morrissey under a bit of pressure from Oisín O'Reilly, and again from O'Reilly, just sparked into life here as Oisín O'Reilly. It's taken 45 minutes, gets the pass away to Houlihan. Could be a 2-point game. Houlihan sends it between the posts. 2-point lead for Kilmallock, and Leo, it went from the full back line. They worked it, they stayed true to their processes, and they got a score out of a great
Absolutely,
score.
the composure in the Kilmallock backline there. You know, they always had the spare man on, and Kevin O'Donnell, you know, worked the ball out and found the perfect delivery over to his main man, Shane O'Brien. Shane O'Brien came out and got possession. You can see the Kilmallock were beginning to go for the juggler. They're trying to work that goal again, and he played back in the centre, and it was cut out with Dan Morrissey. But look, you know, Oisín has really sparked into life and taken the game in the second half.
And it's Ahane now that are really starting to. Well, Kilmallock were hunting in numbers, and illegally so, says referee John O'Halloran. Chance for Tom Morrissey to put one between them.
Kilmallock crowd don't like that decision, but look, I just think it was a mistimed challenge, and it looked
Frontal
more,
challenge.
yeah, just more than it was, to be quite honest. But it was certainly definitely a free, and I've no doubt about that when you see it here on the screen in front of us, when you see the replay. Definitely a free in to Kilmallock, but just the last passage of play, just be the puck out the ball that was cleared down top of Adam Murray here, running back towards his own goal, caught the ball with his right hand over his head, running towards his own goal to some catch, and did the simple thing and laid it off to Mark Donnellan. An absolutely superb piece of play for Adam Murray.
It does result now in a free for and a free for Tom Morrissey. Again, it's very much the Tom Morrissey show. He's doing the majority of the scoring in the second half for Ahane.
You know, when you look at Tom Morrissey, you know, he's been through a very, very tough 6 months of inter-county hurling, and the responsibility and the ownership that he's taken leading up front for this Ahane team, it's absolutely massive. It speaks volumes of the guy.
No surprise to see it as Morrissey didn't even look at that. Did Barry Hennessy? Knew it was straight between the posts. A 1 point game again here. We have played 47.5 minutes. And it is Kilmallock leading by 1. Leo, it's tight down the stretch, but it looks of it.
Next 3 or 4 minutes now are going to be vitally important. Kieran Barry getting underneath this puck up. Dropped it, unfortunately, from a hand point of view.
But they do have it again, and it's Shane O'Grady at half-time. Injury substitute. It's gone long by Padraig Harnett. Paddy O'Loughlin in plenty of space. He's turned back, though. And it's dropped by Aaron Costello. Barry Hennessy's off his line. Goal chance maybe developing. Butler's there. So is Tom Morrissey. Couldn't get it up initially. Morrissey still going with it. Falls to Barry Hennessy. And Hennessy gets it into the hand. It was well off his line. Nothing he could do about it if it had dropped. But Kilmallock nearly getting caught out for their hand passing into full back line. Goes long. Shane O'Grady against, well, it was Conor Hanley-Clark initially. O'Grady's up very well. Gets the hand pass away as well. Battling a hand. Certainly feeling the pressure from Kilmallock, who were hunting in packs throughout this second half. Kieran Barry is there trying to win it on the ground as well. Plenty of hurleys in there. And away come Ahane with it, and they've done very well to win that. Was Evan O'Leary, gets it away to Harnett. Harnett again goes straight down the throat of Aaron Costello. Costello stays the same line. Oisin O'Reilly all of a sudden has found pockets of space. O'Reilly onto his favoured right hand side. It's Oisin O'Reilly, hasn't struck it, and it has dropped harmlessly to the left and wide. But they're getting him in space, Leo, for the first time in the game. But Oisin's strike just let him down.
You can see the urgency from both teams though coming in. That last pass to play in front of us. You know, the players going in, putting their bodies on the line, trying to win possession of the ball. The game has upped a little bit now coming into the last 10 minutes. They know it's a 1 point game. Ahane are trying to work their way back into it. And as I said, Kilmallock are really trying to go for the juggle and stretch their lead.
It's Colin Carroll trying to win that one.
Free
and it's a push in the back. You could see it, Leo, 80-90 yards away from us here. Blatant hand in the back. The man went down with the 2 hands to lift it. Paddy O'Loughlin couldn't help himself. Free it.
Kind of a lazy free though, if you look at it. You know, he's out on the sideline. 65 yards out from goals. You know, did you just shadow him out and, you know, keep the hurley in there and keep the flick away. And just silly free to give away. Certainly one that it's not an easy free, no, by any means, but be a great free for a hand to get and give him that extra little bit of a drive for the last 10 minutes. As we said, 49 minutes up on the clock now. One that, you know, just goes over the bar next to the draw game again. 1-12 apiece.
Couple of yards from the sideline on that far side is Tom Morrissey. Been the scorer in chief for Ahane in this game. 3 second half points. 4 second half points, I should say.
Yeah.
All coming from the hurley of Tom Morrison. There's 2 wides from frees mixed in with those. And this free has gone to the left and wide. So chance, it was a difficult one, Leo. We flagged that before he hit it. He'll still be disappointed knowing Tom Morrissey.
Yeah, just but Mark Donlan has the opportunity here now to attack straight away.
Yeah, and it's Ronan Fox. He's already got 3 tonight. Is that number 4? Ronan Fox
wide.
has put it to the right and wide, and Ahane. That's 10 for them as well, 10 apiece in the wides count. And we said they may have struggles with it, Leo, and it's proven to be.
As I said, the amount of wides that they're beginning, that's their 10th wide, you know, and still 10 minutes to go on the match, you know, when they look back at it in this result, and they'll rue those misses.
Ball.
And here's Oisin now.
Oisin O'Reilly, goal chance maybe developing. O'Reilly gets the pass away. Oh man, he's saved by Jonathan Hayes. He stayed big, did the Ahane goalkeeper, spread himself, hit him in the chest.
Is it the free? Is it the free for the, or is it a penalty?
No, it's a free out the field. The initial tug on Oisin O'Reilly, or a belt on Oisin O'Reilly, as he went past one of the Ahane players, I think is what's been given here.
Yeah.
And it's Padraig Harnett, the man that's been collared by John O'Halloran. Just seeing it going through again here. Oisin O'Reilly, swing. A yellow card all day long.
Yeah.
Lucky maybe in one sense, Leo, that it's not more.
It was, yeah. In fairness to Jonathan Hayes, inside and goals opened himself up fairly well, and, you know, and blocked and threw the body on the line and blocked it. But certainly a very, very easy free from Michael Hullen here to put his this will be his 5th point from frees and 2 from play already.
And he's certainly not tempted to go for it. Doesn't need to. Puts 2 between the sides again. And we're 51.5 minutes played, Leo. And Kilmallock lead by 2 once more.
Yeah, Kilmallock ahead by 2. That little bit of experience, you know, they're not panicking, you know, and they're working the ball through the whole time. They're waiting for the opportunities to arise for themselves, and they're taking them every chance they get. And
you see Gavin O'Mahony dropping back. Lovely pick up from Killian Hayes. But that experience really counting for Kilmallock at the moment here, as Paddy O'Loughlin has it in his hand, decides to give it towards Hullen. Hullen isn't the best of hand passes, does well to control it. He's going to try and get a shot away, you'd imagine. Little stutter step to beat Adam Murray here. It's Micheál Hullen with one of the scores of the game from Micheál Hullen. 3 points in it, Leo. Well, if you're going to see a score that edges a game someone's way, it's going to be something like that. Excellent stuff.
Kilmallock really, the next score is really important for Kilmallock, make it a 2-score game. They're 3 points up now, driving for home with 8 minutes to go in the game. So, Ahane have really got to work now, really dig in and get the next score and try and create that doubt again.
There's Kilmallock very much in the ascendancy at this moment in time as we head into the final 7 minutes here in Doon. It's Kilmallock. Gavin Ahane with the hand pass. Padraig Harnet's in a bit of trouble here, maybe. John O'Halloran's watching it. Aaron Costello certainly isn't happy with the challenge he received here. And Padraig Harnet, we're seeing it on screen here.
No, it's up straight away.
Yeah, Costello got up straight away, but he's not happy with. Certainly not
high.
happy with Padraig Harnet. And Padraig Harnet's evening is over here. Second yellow card in quick succession.
Yeah.
And that's the end of his day. And Leo, he's no complaints for either foul.
No complaints for either foul. Just a little bit mistimed there, but certainly the first one was definitely yellow. I'd like to see a replay of that again just to see, but it certainly looked a little bit high, and I think it has drawn a little bit of blood from Aaron, has it?
He's certainly been attended to here across the nose and mouth, Leo.
Yeah.
Going to have a blood sub certainly here as coming onto the field is Conor Staunton. Conor, of course, came on last week as well. He'll go into midfield or half forward. And you're seeing Robbie Egan
it's
drop
just
a
little bit high, and it got into the kind of the side
connected with the head,
into
Leo.
the side of the face guard.
Yeah.
So
that's it. That's always going to be.
It's just one of those ones when you're straight away after getting a red for a minute and a half early, or you're after getting a yellow a minute and a half earlier, and secondly when you draw that one, referee had no choice there. But the process of elimination, I suppose, really.
It does offer a chance here for Micheál Houlihan from just inside his own 65, and Houlihan has struck that one
wide over the bar.
No, it's another long range one, and he's lit up the second half, Leo, from play and from frees as well.
Absolutely, 3 points in play in the second half for him, and he's and six from frees, like some return, and as I said, he's converted all the difficult frees for Kilmallock, and that's the difference here now. 4-point game, 115, 111.
And certainly need a goal in the closing stages here to try and get back into this. That is very much looking like it's going to be Kilmallock's evening here in Doon. That'll make it 2 wins from 2. There's time left though, but it's Kilmallock in the ascendancy. Cork across now to, it's Robbie Egan. This is Conor Staunton. Conor Staunton immediately after coming onto the field, as we think a blood sub. Aaron Costello is still down over there, but it's Conor Staunton with the point, Leo. That's one way to introduce yourself to a game.
Absolutely, some score, let me tell you. It just straight away, bang, over the bar. No questions asked. 55 yards out.
Absolutely no problem for Conor Staunton. With that wonderful score and a battle on the ground again.
Kilmallock have drifted into a 5-point lead without really putting their foot in the gas. They've worked that a little bit harder. Certainly it's an impressive performance by him with 4.5 minutes to go here. Very impressive performance by Kilmallock without ever really troubling themselves here, and they've really worked a workman-like performance without the gloss, and knowing that Graham has to come back into it, knowing that the Paddy O'Brien has that experience to come back in. Conor Hanley here now.
It's a beautiful strike from Hanley, beautiful bit of skill I should say, but it has gone
wide
to the right and wide. Update from Kilmallock heading into the final minute there, and it's Doon leading 217 to 215. 217 to 215 in favour of Doon in Kilmallock, so that could be the surprise result. Doon, of course, beset by a whole host of injury issues, not only to their inter-county players, the likes of Richie English and Mikey O'Brien, Chris Thomas out, and plenty more, as well as Conor Staunton has another goal. Conor Staunton, well, he's a 3-week break, Leo, after this game to try and put his way onto the team. And
if that result,
with points in that,
if that scoreline stays the way it is, it's really setting up Kilmallock tonight. 2 wins from 2, and heading into a 3-week break, and everyone else in 2. Unfortunately, spilled that one out over the sideline, but certainly, it's setting up the Limerick Senior Hurling Championship for a fairly. When we go back for the break in 3 weeks' time, it's going to be some humdingers of games. Let me tell you, everyone fighting to get back into it.
Absolutely. As this one goes along the ground, Ronan Fox has it in hand. Dan Minahan, in fact, has it. Minahan, quieter game for him today, but going forward with it. But Kilmallock have really upped the pace in the last 10 or 15 minutes, Leo. They've hunted in packs all second half, starting to bear fruit as Paddy O'Loughlin launches this one and launches it over the bar. a Paddy O'Loughlin special, Leo, and Kilmallock are really starting to finish this game in style.
Absolutely. Look, I suppose Kilmallock at the beginning of the game, they'll be looking at hitting 20 points anyway, and they're only 2 points away from that now. I probably thought they'd get another goal or two on top of it, but certainly, it's the quality and the experience that they have around the players and the maturity now of this Kilmallock team. They really are, in my opinion, I think they're beginning to hit their peak from that point of view, and they look like the team to beat in the Limerick Senior Hurling Championship at the moment.
Indeed they do, as this one's well picked up back there. Kevin O'Donnell filling in a full-back, wouldn't be accustomed to there. He's played nearly everywhere else but full-back for Kilmallock in recent years, and it's Gavin O'Mahony inside in his full-back line, blocked, just a bit slow on that one. Well, he wasn't blocked, it's gone long, nearly blocked, and Mark Donnellan has it for a hand. Dan Morrissey now just trying to get something for a hand. They need a goal, they probably need two at this stage to have any hopes of winning this in the last 2 minutes or so. Tom Morrissey slips as Dan Joy comes out with it for Kilmallock. Back to Paddy O'Loughlin, fresh from that monster score. And let's switch now. Gavin O'Mahony, beautiful strike straight into the hand of Micheál Houlihan. And it's Houlihan from long range again. Houlihan has struck that one. Off the post it goes, drops. Chance for Oisin O'Reilly here. He's been fouled by Evan O'Leary. It's Oisin O'Reilly. It's over the bar. Yep, point for Oisin O'Reilly. Second of the game for him. Goal chance, Leo, but a bit of luck. He read it quickly. He was out to it first. And
yeah, he kind of went too big of an arc, I suppose, trying to go around Evan O'Leary. And certainly, kind of he killed his own goal chance, I suppose, by taking the big arc that he took. But certainly, I'd say later in the championship, that could be be nestling in the back of the net.
Still Doon leading by 2 in Kilmallock, 218 to 216 with 62 minutes on the clock there. That will be a shock given the results and the scores in the results last week, Leo, but concentrating here, Kilmallock looked to have 2 from 2. Doon looked to have 1 from 2, and Patrickswell 1 from 2 ahead of the final game in Group 1 tomorrow evening between Kildimo, Palace, Kennery and Na Piarsaigh. That will also be live here on Limerick GATV, courtesy of streamsport.ie. But as we mentioned, if Doon can pull off that result, it reignites their season. Given all the injury problems they've had, it'll be of some effort to see them through.
Yeah, I'd say there was a fair lot of head scratching.
Soul searching.
Yeah, after the result last week, they just never turned up against this Kilmallock team. But you see, there's quality all over the place out there on that Kilmallock team, and as I said, the maturity that they've reached, I've seen that they're gone to a kind of a really kind of almost like Limerick Senior Hurling team. They know the benefits of hanging in there and working their way through the process.
Battle there's Adam Murray, dropped that one short a hand, looking for goals. Dan Morrissey up inside the Kilmallock half as well. They're going to have to try and work it. Touch doesn't go to plan over on that far side for Adam Murray. It's going to be a sideline ball to Ahane, or to Kilmallock, I should say.
It's been a game that really hasn't reached the heights that you would have expected it to, especially Ahane tonight. Even though they started really well, and when you think about it, they were 5 points up at one stage, 4 or 5 point lead at one stage. They'll be disappointed in their second half performance. They weren't able to maintain that energy levels, and as I said, the experience of Kilmallock, all over the field, it really shone through in the second half.
And ball comes in here, it's a low one, delivered in towards Shane O'Brien. Lovely touch from O'Brien, as you'd expect, and he's going to try something special here. O'Brien onto his left, he's not going with a lovely little offload to Oisin O'Reilly, who's just caught a fire himself in the last 10 minutes or so. Shooting accuracy isn't at his best, to be fair to Oisin. Not like him to be missing some of the chances he's missed.
No, but what the most important thing that I see out of Oisin there in the second half is the pace, and he's upped his intensity and he's upped his work rate in the second half. Fair dues to him, where he went through at the first half, where he was really he'll be disappointed in his own performance in the first half, but certainly in the second half he's taken the mental and worked really hard. He's got 2 points to play in the second half for Kilmallock.
Battle there. The shot comes in and it's over the bar. Another one for Ahane.
Dan Minahan.
It was Dan Minahan. He's tried so much to get in. He went for goal, Leo. Just too much height in it in the end. We're in the closing stages here, and ultimately it's an 8-point victory, or 7-point victory, looking like this for Ahane, or for Kilmallock, of course, I should say. It hasn't been at their best, but it's been enough, and certainly the second half is showing that.
And that's the best way I can describe it as well, to be quite honest. Kilmallock have really controlled the game in the second half. That goal really led down the marker, put them the point when they were 2 points down, put them the point up from Gavin, and they've really taken over from there.
Oisin O'Reilly has it here in front of us in the stand. He's going Along with this one, Evan O'Leary's got a touch on that.
It's a 65.
65, it's not. It's Shane O'Brien and Dan. Goal chance. Oh, great save, Jonathan Hayes. Great save from Jonathan Hayes. A bullet of a shot from Shane O'Brien. And Hayes somehow got the stick to it, Leo. We both played in goals. I don't know if I certainly wouldn't have saved. I'm not sure about you. We'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Great save either way.
Absolutely, no matter what it was, no matter who was in goals there, it's just absolutely a brilliant save. Stood his ground and got the hurley to it and flicked the ball away. And not out for a 65 either or over the bar. He actually cleared it in the block, so fair juice.
And that is the full-time whistle here in Doon. It is victory for Kilmallock on that 119 to 112 scoreline. Leo, your thoughts on that victory for
Ahane? Overall, Ahane will be disappointed, because they came in with a little bit of energy. But in fairness, when you look at the Kilmallock situation, as I'm repeating myself here, the experience, the energy, the coolness, they upped their work rate in the second half and got themselves comfortably over the line here by 7 points, 119, 112. When they look at the stats for the second half, they'll be a lot happier with the stats in the second half than they will be in their first half. Overall, very, very workmanlike Kilmallock performance without ever stepping into what I would term fourth or fifth gear, to be quite honest. They really worked their way through it, believed in what they do. As I said, there was one passage of play and we highlighted it in the game where, they always had the spare man and there was always a man running off them, and they worked through that, and they believe in themselves. And as I said, I've seen a maturity in that Kilmallock team tonight that I haven't seen in the last 2 years. Fintan O'Connor will be very, very happy manager with what he looked at, knowing 2 games in, the first 2 games championship, you've 2 victories, and now they have their break and they can look forward to. At this stage, they're definitely in a quarter final. It looks like now at this stage, and another win under their belt, and certainly they're staring a semi-final down the line. Kilmallock or Ahane, in fairness to them, they tried hard. They worked really, a good first half performance with them. 1 or 2 mistakes, I said just before half time, that 5-minute period of half time, where they gave away 2 or 3 silly frees, and it let Kilmallock back into the game. They should have been gone in at half time, possibly 4 or 5 points up. But overall, look, the overall strength and power of Kilmallock tonight, deserved winners, and as I said, with no doubt about it, look to be the team to beat in the Limerick Senior Hurling Championship starting right this minute.
Quick thoughts on the other scoreline. It is a 2-point victory for Doon over Kilmallock. Given what happened last week, we mentioned it a few minutes ago in commentary, but given what happened last week and Doon's heavy defeat to Kilmallock, and totally unlike Doon, we mentioned their injury problems with 6 defenders from last year, and that's last year's semi-final, not starting last week. They rejigged the team from what I was told earlier today, and my God, has it proved successful. That's a huge victory for their year.
Absolutely, but as we learned tonight there through reports, Dara Donovan go back centre back obviously had that steadying effect, shored up the whole middle for that Doon. A Doon team that are down a lot of injured players like Richie English to that Doon team is an absolutely massive loss, to be quite honest. And when you look back in it, Doon are always knocking on the door. They're back in the Senior Hurling Championship tonight. Like they've Kilmallock played now, and they've Patrick's well played, and what they will term in their own herd, it'll light a bulb in their head tonight and say, look, we've another little bit to go further. Certainly when you look down the line at the Kildymos coming at them further down the line, they'll think that they can pick up points there and work their way back into a Senior Hurling Championship. I said at the start of the year, and I said on the radio, it's going to be a very open Limerick Senior Hurling Championship, the team that really steps up to the mark when the championship really needs to be played. And I've no doubt, looking at what I've seen tonight and seeing the result outside in Kilmallock itself, there's a lot of teams will be doing a little bit of soul searching, but right this minute Kilmallock look to be the team to beat in the Limerick Senior Hurling Championship. Also, the Piercy haven't gone away. They're going to be working really hard this week and working really hard this weekend to get their first victory back on the board. So a very open Senior Hurling Championship, and one to look forward to. It's going to be come quarter-finals, semi-finals. There's going to be some Limerick Senior Hurling Championship, let me tell you.
The Piercy will be in action here on Limerick GA TV tomorrow evening from Cloughan, where they take on Kildymouth Palace. That's all from me, John Keoghan, Leo O'Connor here in Doon, where Kilmallock have made it 2 wins from 2 in the Bon Secours Hospital Limerick Senior Hurling Championship after beating Ahane on a 119 to 112 scoreline. Join us tomorrow evening for more live action. Shane O'Brien has it in hand, a bit loose back there from Ahane. Is O'Brien going to go for goal straight away? He's not. He gets the strike away, and Shane O'Brien has over the ball. Lovely touch from Ronan Fox to get into the hand. Beautiful one-handed touch. Switches play in towards Tom Morrissey. Battle now between Dan Joy and Tom Morrissey. And it's Joy that had it in his hand. He's kicked it across. Goal chance maybe develops for a hand. The shot is there. It's in. Into the back of it. To Phelim O'Reilly. O'Reilly with oceans of space gets the shot away. It does Phelim O'Reilly, the Kilmallock captain. And that's the response. Ball back to Hardit once more. Ahane really trying to play a lovely brand of hurling, continuing where they left off against Kilmallock Palace Kenry last week as Ronan Fox launches this one towards goal. Ronan Fox scored 1-2 last week. So the bounce away, gets the pass away to Donnellan again. Donnellan now going with, he's gone out onto his left. Donnellan, strike comes in from Mark Donnellan. Brilliantly free, looks for that pass. Paddy Morrissey's there, doesn't get a hurley. Should be over the bar from Hoolan, no mistake from Micheál Hoolan. And a good had the distance from this didn't have the accuracy. We'll see this time. Does it have it? Indeed it does. What a strike from Tommy O'Loughlin. Fox has the pace initially, gonna turn back onto his left, gets the strike away. Does Ronan Fox, just has the accuracy. What a score by 1/6 of 4 points as Phelim O'Reilly goes on the run on that far side. Does he have the accuracy this time? He does this time. Picking up the ball is the number 12 on this occasion. It's Mark Donnellan. It's Ronan Fox with this effort. Is that a third for Fox? Looks to be it. Has it in his hand, does the number 13 Limerick senior panellist. On the hurley it goes. This time does he have the accuracy? Yes he does, much more like it.
They're just really working their way back into the game.
Yeah, we have an update here as this one comes in.
Good score.
Some strike from Micheál. Hanley Clark has the lovely hand pass from Hanley Clark. This time Hoolan has it in the hands, looking for a bit of help. Has it in Conor. Hanley Clark flicks it inside, in towards Gavin O'Mahony. Goal chance here. It's O'Mahony. It's a brilliant block down.
Goal.
Oh, it's a goal. It's not. It's gone all the way in. Drop short. Oisin going up with Dan. Dan didn't go up, but Shane O'Brien has it in the hand. Shane O'Brien, goal chance. Just over the bar.
The latter half of the first half, there's Tom coming over the Molino with the ball.
And the shot comes in.
Some score. No, listen.
It's over the bar. Level. Steve Dylan O'Brien with him. O'Reilly keeps going himself. O'Reilly with the strike. He hasn't done much today, but he's put Kilmallock back into the lead. Lovely fair is Oisin O'Reilly. It's taken 45 minutes. Gets the pass away to Hoolan. Could be a 2-point game. Hoolan sends it between the posts. 2-point lead. Not surprised to see it as Morrissey. Didn't even look at that. That Barry Hennessy knew it was straight between the posts. A 1-point game again here. Does well to control it. He's going to try and get a shot away, you'd imagine. Little stutter step to beat Adam Murray here. It's Micheál Hoolan with one of the scores of the game from Micheál Hoolan. Hoolan from just inside his own 65, and Hoolan has struck that one
wide. Off the bar.
No, it's Alec in the ascendancy. Cork across now to, that's Robbie Egan. This is Conor Staunton. Conor Staunton immediately after Mikey O'Brien, Chris Thomas out, and plenty more as well as Conor Staunton has another goal. Conor Staunton, well, he's really up the pace in the last 10 or 15 minutes, Leo. They've hunted and packs all second half, starting to bear fruit as Paddy O'Loughlin launches this one and launches it over the bar. A Paddy O'Loughlin special. Chance for Oisin O'Reilly here. He's been fouled by Evan O'Leary. It's Oisin O'Reilly. It's over the bar. Yep, point for Oisin O'Reilly. Second.
Play in the second half for Kilmallock.
Battle there. Point. Shot comes in. And it's over there. He's got a touch on that.
It's a 65.
65. It's not. It's Shane O'Brien and that goal chance. Oh, great save, Jonathan Hayes. Great save from Jonathan.
Stood his ground and got the hurley to it and flicked the ball away. And not out for a 65 either or over the bar. He actually cleared it in the block. So fair dues.
That is the full-time whistle here in Doon. It is victory for Kilmallock on that 119 to 112 scoreline, Leo.